Queen here, live after money. Take two. I just tried to do this and made a right cock up, so let's have another go. If at first you don't succeed. But yeah, do you like my t-shirt? This is obviously Cher. I love Cher, love her music, love her fashion, love her sparkle. Whoa, I went to see Cher at Sheffield, and this t-shirt is from 2004, and I've never worn it, but anyway, I'm wearing it for you today. So the flowers are just about finished now. Got 14 in a bunch, and I've got 2 more to do, and then that'll be it. No more flowers. I've got my coffee as usual. Oh dear me, I better have a drink. This is not morning coffee because I've been out this morning. So this is my 2 o'clock coffee. And so what am I doing now for my arts and crafts? I'm painting. This is a piece of fabric which I splattered paint on anyhow, and then I stitched the black, but I want to enhance the colours. I want the colours to be more bold, and I want them to stand out. So I've got my paints, my acrylic paints, and I'm painting on that at the moment. Not really sure what it's going to be yet. I've got an idea, but it'll come. Anyway, what we're going to talk about. You know, I've been thinking about risk. Risk, how some people will take risks, like some people will not take risks. I'm sort of in the middle. And about risk assessment. How do you assess what is risky and what isn't risky? And it's got to be down to the individual, really. I mean, people think that I take a risk by walking alone in the countryside, in fields and woods and everything. Now, I don't see that as a risk because I'm taking care, and I'm watching all around me, and I'm listening, and I know exactly where I am. So I would feel more at risk if I was in a town centre, you know, because there you're surrounded by people. So I'm feeling quite comfortable and quite at home in the countryside, but that wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea, because they might be a little bit scared. But how do you assess a risk? It's down to the individual. I used to have a store selling goods at craft fairs, agricultural shows, summer fairs, that kind of thing. So I had to do a risk assessment, fill the form out when I booked the space for the store. And I had to put down what I considered to be a risk to people visiting my store. And I really had to scratch my head with this and think, well, I can't really see any risks, but I ended up making a couple of risks up just so that I had something to put on the form. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to have a table, it's going to have a covering on. Somebody might not look where they're going and trip over my covering. So I put that down on the form, risk of trip. And then I thought, well, if I hang things up, somebody might lean forward to look closely. They might just knock their head on like a bag or something. So I suppose that could be a risk. But other than that, I thought, I can't think of any more risks. So anyway, risk. Now, people risk their lives doing extreme sports. I wouldn't take that risk because I'm a coward, and I've not had a broken bone in my body for the whole of my life, so I'm not going to start now. Yeah, but some people will, I don't know, jump off things. I wouldn't go on water. I wouldn't. I hate water. I can't swim, so I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. I've been up one or two quite not big mountains, little mountains, you know, but very, very carefully. But some people seem to relish risk of extreme sports. I've had a go at skiing. Yes, I can ski, and I can ice skate, but they to me were quite low risks. So it's all about levels of risks and how much you're willing to participate and take the risk yourself. I look at some things and think, well, you won't catch me doing that. Oh no. But then, see, if you take a risk, it could be the best thing you ever did, because it could give you confidence when you succeeded in doing something quite difficult, and you've done it once, and then you think, yeah, I could do that, I'll do it again. So that would be quite a good risk to take. But it could also be the worst thing you ever did, because, you know, you might do something quite physical, fall, and throw yourself off I mean, what is this thing about throwing yourself off a rock into the sea or whatever? You know, to me that is just totally bonkers. And then people have to be rescued. Now, I don't think that's fair when people do something completely stupid and then have to be rescued. Why didn't they think of that before they did it? But then, how do you work out what level of risk you're willing to take? Like entering into a new relationship. Like, here's an example. Now that's risky, isn't it? Because I'm not in a relationship and I'm quite happy with that. But I would be very, very careful if I should decide to enter into a new relationship, because that person's got history. That person could have baggage, and that person could be, I don't know, Jack the Ripper or anything. You know, so that would be too big a risk for me to take. Because this person could be totally unknown to me, and I might think at the time, oh, he's quite nice. Yeah, but quite nice on the outside, but what's going on the inside? You know, so I'm not willing to take that risk. I took a big risk when I was 19 years old. My first real proper boyfriend, you know, real proper boyfriend. I was still naive at 19, but I took a risk and ended up thinking I was possibly pregnant. And I was worried to death. I was sick to death. And I went to the doctors, of course, you know, check everything. Luckily, I wasn't pregnant. Oh my goodness me, thank God for that. You know, but that was a very steep learning curve. I never took that risk again. So, no. You could wrap yourself in cotton wool by never doing anything, because you would imagine everything to be too risky. You know, if you are a particular worrier and think, oh dear, and this might happen, that might happen, oh, it could all go wrong, oh dear, maybe I shouldn't do that. Well, you know, if you're like that, you might never ever do anything. You know, and is that the kind of life you want? I think you've got to take a little bit of risk sometimes, and also you've got to take care of yourself. You know, I am particularly thinking about what is going on with this virus thing. You know, people are relying on the government to tell them what they should be doing or what they ought to be doing. But then I've got a little niggly doubt inside my head thinking, hang on a minute, they don't know me, you know, I can think for myself and I can think about the risks I want to take, and I will look after myself. It's not up to them to look after me, it's up to me to look after me. So you can never eliminate all risk, never. If you're going to eat loads of junk food, if you're going to eat lots of fast food, if you're going to eat all this rubbish food, I call it, it's not really food, you're going to damage your health. If you're going to smoke, you definitely will damage your health. But then some people are willing to risk that. Anyway, it is a bit of a, life is risky. But here, we take risks all through our lives, and we do. Yeah. My notes. I do waffle. I know I waffle. But anyway, think about what you're willing to risk. What risks are you willing to hand over to somebody else? What are you going to do with your life if you put someone else in charge? If you hand over your life, your decisions, if you hand over those decisions to other people and wait for them to tell you what to do, then you know you're going to be worried. I'm not going to wait for other people to tell me what to do, so I will just get on with my life. Cheers. I don't know whether to put this on or not. It's waffle again. I hope I've made a bit of sense. It's me, Queen. Life after money. Bye.